Tres, dos, uno. Welcome to Ring Talk with Magic Tyler, Caysen Smith, and we are here. We are, as you can tell, in a different room.
Different room today, but that's all right.
It's all right.
Sometimes you just adjust.
Sometimes you gotta adjust. If you're on Spotify, it doesn't matter. You
just hear our voices every week.
You just hear our voices. But I definitely recommend checking out the YouTube channel.
Checking out the YouTube channel.
How many subscribers do we have now?
About 40.
We're almost there to the 100 mark. It's huge.
We're getting a big cake, just for 2 people.
Oh.
But the viewers, they can get their own cake, and then they can eat their cake while we eat our cake.
So we're gonna send a cake to every single.
No. They go buy their own cake, and then we all just kind of eat our cakes together.
But if you don't feel like wasting your money, you don't have to.
You don't have to. You can, eat a salad or something.
We're just not eating anything.
Or you can just chill.
Or you can have a whole entire buffet. We do not care.
Take our episode with you to Golden Corral and have the buffet while you watch our episode.
There you go.
There you go.
Or whatever nearest buffet place is closest.
Yeah, I don't know. They may not all have a Golden Corral.
Maybe someone's like, what the heck is Golden Corral?
Is that not a universally known thing?
I don't know.
I feel like that's just a chain. Everybody knows Golden Corral.
If it is, then my bad.
My bad, fam.
But if it's not, then my bad.
My bad.
Anyways, we are going to talk about 2 Monday Night Raws.
2 Monday Night Raws.
NXT and SmackDown.
Yes.
All solid shows.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to introduce a new segment.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to do our top 10s. We're going to do our match reviews. And we're also going to do some match predictions for the upcoming PLE.
Bad Blood.
So it's a pretty packed episode, I would say. But the more action, the better, I'd say.
Yeah. All right, kicking it off with Raw from September 23rd. We had Rhea Ripley revealing to Dominic Mysterio that he would be in a shark cage during his match. And if you go back and you look at some episodes prior of Ring Talk, you'll see I predicted this.
You predicted it.
A couple of months ago, I think.
Whenever you first told me of this idea, I was like, that is genius.
That's genius.
So clearly, you have the same mind of somebody that works for Triple H and that you should be hired.
They should hire me.
They should hire you.
Because I think this is a brilliant idea.
Dude, the first thing I wanted to go do whenever they made the announcement, I went to my phone to text you, and you went to text me at the same time. We were both
I was like, I called
it,
bro. And I think this is a great idea. I think it'll be hilarious. It'll add a bit of comedic segments to that match.
Yep.
And you probably remember when they had Chris Jericho in the shark cage way back when.
Right.
With the whole Kevin Owens, when they had their storyline going on. And there was a lot of comedic moments there. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see a lot of the similar aspects of that here.
Yeah, definitely. I can see it.
First match of that Raw was Sami Zayn defeating Ludwig Kaiser. Sami Zayn is still on his pursuit to getting a World Heavyweight Championship match against Gunther. And we'll talk about it a bit more. But this Raw, he still didn't get it.
The answer was still no.
Still no.
At the time.
Mm-hmm. Dragon Lee defeated Carlito, and there was a lot of LWO versus Judgment Day stuff.
It's really interesting that they're having the side Judgment Day rivalries.
With LWO.
With LWO.
Well, what helps having a 3-hour show is you're able to get all of these talent.
Yeah.
See, that's and it's hard when you have, with SmackDown, they're still currently on a 2-hour show.
Which I completely think that they should just move it to 3 to get everyone more time.
I think it will, but I know Raw is going to be moving to 2 hours here pretty soon.
Yeah, for business reasons.
For a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to turn back to 3. It's just, you almost have a good problem because you have so much talent.
Yeah.
And it's just you just don't have enough time to put everybody on there. With Raw, 3 hours, you got plenty of time to feature a whole lot of people.
And with that comes a lot of opportunity to present Raw superstars and SmackDown rivalries as well, if they need that screen time. Which, in my opinion, Jey Uso and the Bloodline business would be a good one to start with.
Kind of bring them to Raw or kind of send Jey Uso to SmackDown kind of deal.
Yeah. And speaking of that, who do you think will be the next challenger for Jey Uso?
Well, let's hold off on that because that's a question I have for a little bit later once we get to this past Raw.
I got you.
This past Raw.
That makes more sense. That's fair. Because they don't even know that Jey Uso won this night yet.
Yeah, technically.
That's my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
If y'all should know, though. Y'all should know.
We had Braun Strowman interrupting Big Bronson Reed's match with The Miz.
Yep.
And
Miz was not very happy.
Two big monsters have been going at it for the past few weeks. And, again, a lot of this stuff I'm getting at, we're going to touch on even a bit more with this next Raw. Drew McIntyre basically just threatens CM Punk for like 10 minutes in the middle of the ring.
This is the segment where it's just Drew McIntyre.
Just Drew, because CM Punk had his night the week before, and then Drew was on this week.
It's nice. It's nice to have a full promo from these two guys without having any interference in the middle of it.
And basically, both promos were pretty much the same. They just said how much they hated the other
and why they had to do this.
Why they had to do this, and basically that they're going to kill each other at Bad Blood.
Yep.
Then you had Damage Control defeating the Unholy Union. It's looking like Damage Control is definitely on the warpath to getting those women's tag team titles back.
Yep.
The Creed brothers defeated the New Day. A lot of tension in the New Day.
Yeah.
It is not looking good, and I got a lot of questions for you about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Then that brings us to the main event. Honestly, absolute shocker.
This should shock everybody.
Jey Uso defeated Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Clean.
It was
defeated
clean.
him clean.
Nothing happened. This was probably the most surprising thing I've seen in a minute. This is something that they need to add to some other stories where I think y'all know which stories I'm talking about. But this, I was like, okay.
It was a shocker. It was a twist.
This is crazy,
but
I like it.
Let me ask you. So, when they brought up Braun Breaker, they showed him as an unstoppable force. I am honestly just surprised, not as much that Jey Uso won the Intercontinental Championship, but just how
quickly it was.
Well, yeah, Braun Breaker's reign really wasn't all that crazy long. I thought it was going to last a whole lot longer.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he was taking it towards the end of the year, maybe, or something like that. But
so that also removes the idea of Braun Breaker versus John Cena for that title at Mania.
Unless something changes in the coming weeks where Braun Breaker
wins it back
wins it back somehow.
But we'll talk about it Raw.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
it
Raw.
But congratulations, Jey Uso. Huge shocker. Huge win. Much deserved, Jey Uso. Been on the main roster for 14 years?
Yeah.
First singles championship. Much well deserved.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk a lot more about Jey Uso and what happens after he won the title in the next Raw. Because there's a lot that happened with this, and there's a lot of questions that raised up. There's a lot of foreshadowing, I guess you can say, with what's going to happen with Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. So,
NXT, the last NXT on the USA Network before it moves to the CW.
You got to have a big one.
So you had Kalani Jordan defeating Ren Sinclair of the No Quarter Catch crew for the NXT Women's North American Championship.
That's right.
You had the NXT Tag Team Champions Axiom and Nathan Frazier on the Grayson Waller effect.
Grayson Waller, special guest of NXT.
Yeah, Austin Theory was there, and these two teams will be going at it on, which we're recording this on Tuesday, so it'll be going on tonight's NXT, the NXT Tag Team Championships. And Axiom and Nathan Frazier, they hinted or teased a lot about how there's been some friction between Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
They've been kind of stringing this out, but when do you think Austin Theory will turn on Grayson Waller, and if so, when?
Okay. Let's think about this here. We all know that Triple H makes these calls at the right time.
Yeah.
So I feel like whenever it happens, it'll be when it's least expected. I do think it will happen at some point. It's got to. Like, it can't last forever. Soon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would love to see it. I think we talked about this, last episode or 2 episodes ago or whatever?
Yeah.
Maybe getting them involved with LA Knight in the U.S. title. Maybe if they do, like, a tournament somehow. And maybe, like, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory meet or however it works out. Or maybe Austin Theory gets a title shot and Grayson Waller feels like he deserves one.
Yeah.
And he's jealous of Austin Theory getting a title shot or something like that.
I agree. I feel like if something's going to separate them two, it's going to be between something that has to do with, like, a championship. Maybe not one of them being the champion, but just, like, a championship opportunity that one didn't get or the other. Also, I could just see more of, like, stuff happening rather on the mic rather in the ring.
Now, let me ask you, so do you think that it is Grayson Waller? So when it happens, I think the rivalry between the two will be Grayson Waller as the heel, Austin Theory as the babyface.
That's what I think. I've also heard from other people that they think it's the opposite.
I think that's unlikely.
I think it's unlikely because I could see Grayson Waller as the next Miz.
Yeah.
With the Grayson Waller effect, he just has all the persona.
All that cocky personality.
All the cocky persona, yeah. He whenever I see Grayson Waller, I'm like, that's a dude that's going to low blow for the victory. Like, I can't see him as a face.
Yeah.
Ever.
Now, do you think it'll be Grayson Waller that, like, say, attacks Austin Theory and turns on him? Or do you think it'll be something where Grayson Waller's, like, pushing Austin Theory a whole lot.
Yeah,
and Austin Theory just stands up for himself and maybe punches Grayson Waller or something. Do you think that's how they go with it? Or do you think they'll go the route of just Grayson Waller turning on Austin Theory?
It really depends on, like, the current rivalry between them two and whatever superstar they're going against. If it's like a tag team match and maybe, I don't know. It's really hard to predict when we don't have much to go off of.
Now, I think tonight I think they'll lose the tag team title match. I don't think they're going to win the NXT tag team titles.
I agree.
But I don't think we'll see the full turn tonight. I think that'll happen on a SmackDown.
Yeah.
However, I do think we might see some hints towards it tonight.
I definitely believe that if it's going to happen, it won't be on a small show like NXT because, let's be honest, some people don't have the time to watch NXT. Some people don't want to watch it. That's okay. But if we're going to have something as big as this happen, it has to be on a SmackDown or a PLE.
A PLE. Yeah. Next match for NXT was Hank and Tank defeating the OC. The OC pretty much just trying to elevate Hank and Tank, which I think they're doing because Hank and Tank might be my favorite tag team on NXT. I think
they're great.
I think they're great. I think they're entertaining.
They're entertaining in and outside.
I think they got the personality of, like, the New Day. But then in the ring they're just both monsters.
Do you think they'll be the New Day?
They could, in the sense that they're just kind of like a fun tag team.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't want them to change their name to the New Day. Like, no. But, like, yeah, you know what I meant.
Yeah. Next match was Oro Mensah defeating Lexis King. Lexis King was seems like since he was brought in, he's kind of just been the elevate guy. He helps elevate talent, and I think I want to say I saw an interview where he talked about, that's pretty much his job, but he's still hoping to get an NXT championship, not NXT champion, but a main roster call up. He's looking to be a star on the main roster, maybe not as much NXT.
I could see it.
You know what I'm saying?
I could see it.
Next match was Ridge Holland defeating Riley Osborne
Once again.
Chase U.
Once again.
Now here, I thought of this idea the other day, and let me see what you think of it. So, I'm hoping that Ridge Holland joins Shawn Spears and Brooks Jensen.
You
makes
this
that
up
little
before,
group.
yeah.
And maybe say they tag on someone else or whatever. I mean, I would love to see maybe like a War Games match between Chase U and that group. You know what I'm saying?
If they can pull off like starting the rivalry and building the tension between it, I'll be all for it.
I think that'd be super cool.
I feel like it'd be a great way to get.
Now, I don't know if they have enough people on each team. Now, Chase U, they've got like Andre Chase, Riley Osborne, and Duke Hudson.
Yeah.
Which is 3. Which usually, I think War Games, you need at least 4.
Yeah.
So maybe not, but unless they add someone, who knows, whatever. But you're at least, if Ridge Holland joins Sean Spears and Brooks Jensen, you're at least getting 3-on-3.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a story there that I think could be super cool.
Yeah, I can definitely see at least something happening between that.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree that Ridge Holland should definitely join that group and get like a new faction there. I feel like that would be pretty interesting, you know?
Yeah.
War Games, though, we can see maybe new members on both sides. Who knows?
Who knows?
And Shawn Michaels, we trust. And HBK, we trust.
Next match was Wendy Chu and TNA's Rosemary defeating Brindley Reese and Carmen Petrovic.
Yeah.
And then you had A-Town Down Under defeating Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander. So they're trying to push A-Town Down Under, give them as much hype as possible going into their title match. Yep. And then you got Javon Evans, who they're hyping up for his match against Randy Orton next week on NXT in St. Louis.
What do you feel about Randy Orton showing up on NXT?
I mean, I think they're trying to make these first couple of CW shows as big as possible, get as many eyes on it as possible can. You know, they're bringing in CM Punk for Chicago tonight, and the next week in St. Louis you have Randy Orton.
The really interesting part is that Randy Orton's actually never been in NXT.
No, this will be his first time.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how
and he's wrestling a match.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen people like Cody Rhodes and John Cena show up in NXT and make appearances, but they've never wrestled a match in NXT. Randy Orton is wrestling a match in NXT.
Which is interesting, but I'm not against it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
To kind of close out the show, they had, and throughout the show, I forgot to mention, they were having like press conferences, backstage segments, and, you know, they're hyping up Ethan Page and Trick Williams' match for the NXT Championship with CM Punk as a special guest referee. But to close out the show for the Women's NXT Championship, you had Roxanne Perez and Julia kind of just going back and forth, talking, and basically both just kind of trying to one-up the other. Julia had like her translator there, and then they were interrupted by, I feel like I'm going to mispronounce her last name, but Stephanie Vacure? I'll learn it later. But I know I'm not as familiar with her, but I know she has been very hyped up as a new signee for WWE. I believe she's very famous kind of all around the world, kind of similar to like Julia was in Japan. Yeah. I think Stephanie may have wrestled a bit more in like Mexico and stuff like that. But she made her appearance here and basically kind of just told both women to watch their backs.
Maybe a triple threat on the rise. Or she's just going to be the next contender after their match.
Maybe.
Who knows? I feel like the main thing that I question about Julia is is this problem of not being able to speak English going to be the downfall of her career in WWE? Is it going to lead to disinterest?
Look at Io Sky. Look at Kairi Sane. Look at Asuka.
Right. But they pulled it off right. Are they going to pull it off right with her?
I mean, she's got the fans' support behind her.
It's just about company decisions.
Yeah.
But who knows?
SmackDown on September 27th. Show kicked off with the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes trying to explain to Randy Orton why he agreed to team with Roman Reigns. This, I think, is maybe where they're planting the seeds for Randy Orton to turn on Cody Rhodes.
Along with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Kevin Owens came out as well. Basically the same thing. And they were eventually interrupted by the Bloodline. And Cody tried to challenge them all to like a 6-man tag or whatever. And Kevin Owens was like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, right now, Cody, just let me and Randy handle this. And they challenged Solo and Jacob Fatu to a match later that night. But yeah, it's definitely looking like they were planting a little bit of tension between all three of these guys, but especially it looked like Randy and Cody.
Which also brings the idea that Cody's going to beat Roman Reigns again if they have another match. Mm-hmm. Which means that the next big thing that we're seeing here is a Randy versus Cody match after all that's popping off. Which, please let Randy win.
I think that's
please
very, very unlikely.
I hope. That you can only hope.
You can only hope. All we have in this world is hope.
That's all we have. And with this storyline, everyone, I'm gonna stop myself there.
You're gonna get him heated. You're gonna get him heated.
I'm gonna go.
All right.
There's got to be someone.
Let's move on.
Gets where I'm going
Let's
from.
move on. We found out who will be challenging Nia Jax for the women's championship at Bad Blood. Bayley and Naomi went one-on-one. Bayley picked up the victory in a classic match. They had a little backstage segment. It looked like maybe there was some tension between the two women, but they seemed to have gotten on the same page. We also saw backstage Nia Jax threatening Tiffany Stratton.
Planting seeds.
Saying that if things don't go right for Nia Jax at Bad Blood, Tiffany's going to pay for it. And Tiffany looked scared, but she also looked like maybe she was starting to have enough of the bullying from Nia Jax. And that brings me to I do still think by the end of the year it will be Tiffy time, and she will cash in that money in the bank.
It's definitely going to happen.
By the end of the year.
If it doesn't happen on Nia Jax, then that would be so surprising
Yeah, I think it will. I think it will be on Nia Jax,
which makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm. And I could see maybe Nia Jax taking a little bit of time off.
Yeah,
maybe coming back at the Rumble, not winning, maybe winning, but I don't think. But I would love to maybe see Nia Jax maybe win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And then challenge Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania.
I can see that. I feel like whoever wins the Royal Rumble for the women's, it could be either way. With
my pick right now, Jade Cargill.
I can see, yeah.
I think Jade Cargill's winning that thing.
Definitely. She went off in the Royal Rumble last year. She full on went off. She even eliminated Nia Jax herself. So
by herself.
Yeah. Just picked her up and threw her out.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Next match on SmackDown was Carmelo Hayes defeating Andrade. This was match number 815th between the two.
Yep.
But LA Knight was a little involved. Yep. And Andrade did not appreciate it. There's definitely a lot of tension between the two. And it still looks like there is a triple threat match brewing between the three for the U.S. title.
You said that once again for the millionth time. These guys go at it once again. But
they're putting on banger matches.
Every single time, it's a
banger
match. Which, this kind of reminds me of the days of Cesaro and Sheamus going on one.
And then became
tag team champions.
Crazy good tag team, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not seeing a tag team forming between these two. I'm just saying sometimes it's good to have recurring matches.
Yeah. Michin defeated Piper Nivens. So this upcoming Friday night is going to be a dumpster match between Michin and Chelsea Green. That's a match I'm very much looking forward to.
Didn't we see a training video for Chelsea Green to get ready for a dumpster match?
Maybe. What I saw during this match, she brought out a trash can and kind of stuff and was kind of parading around.
It might have been last week.
I don't remember.
She definitely had a training video where she
she might have
trained in the dumpster or whatever.
Well, she might have.
I'm gonna search it up while you talk.
Main event match was Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. The Bloodline coming out on top, definitely making them look dominant going towards Bad Blood. And it was Cody Rhodes that kind of caused the downfall for Owens and Orton. Rhodes, I believe, kind of got knocked into the ref. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, she trained for the dumpster match.
Did she? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
She's funny, man.
She's great. Chelsea Green's the best. But Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu picked up the victory, and that's just more tension between Cody Rhodes, Orton, and Kevin Owens.
Interesting, we did not see the Tribal Chief.
Not this episode.
That episode.
I'm going to take a bet. I think he'll be there this Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is Bad Blood is this weekend, right?
It's this Saturday, yep.
Yep. What time is it?
In the evening sometime, 5 o'clock.
Great.
Monday Night Raw this past Monday, September 30th, 2024, Jey Uso kicked off the show.
Crazy.
With the IC title. New looking IC title with a little bit of blue added to it. We talked about this a little bit ago. I like it. I think it resembles kind of a lot of the old Intercontinental Championships. But he's interrupted by Braun Breaker. Jey Uso's just trying to celebrate, talk about how much this victory meant to him, but then he's interrupted by Braun Breaker.
So, as I said before, we're going to talk about this a little later, and this is now the time to talk about with Braun Breaker. You could just tell that he got so humbled after losing that match.
Mm-hmm. Do you think a face turn's coming for Braun Breaker?
Possibly, because later that night, we see a backstage segment with him and Gunther. Which is potentially planting seeds for maybe he's the next challenger for Gunther after Sami Zayn or later on.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, we're seeing like a new side of Braun Breaker because when Braun Breaker had the championship, he was like, no one can beat me. I'm just the best there is. And he loses the first match after he says that, which is like a big humbling moment for Braun Breaker. So maybe we're going to see a new kind of mindset from him moving forward.
Now, here's the thing.
Very interesting.
It was revealed that, unfortunately, during a live event, Ilya Dragunov tore his ACL.
Sad.
He's going to be gone for 6 to 9 months. And I had mentioned episodes prior that he was my prediction of winning the Rumble because I thought maybe they were going to go Gunther versus Dragunov. That's obviously not going to happen.
Maybe we'll see it. Oh, man,
now,
it just really sucks.
Now, Braun Breaker is now, for me, looking more likely being the winner.
More like he's going to be the replacement.
Yeah, he's the one that's going to win the Rumble and take on Gunther at Mania.
I can see it.
I really think they should use this Rumble as to send off someone who hasn't hit that
for real
heights quite yet. Because Cody Rhodes, and I get the story and all that, I completely understand. But I really think they should use this next Rumble as a star-making moment for someone.
I agree. We both thought that Dragunov was going to be that winner. By the looks of it, maybe that was to plan the company.
Maybe.
It's just so disappointing how stuff like this can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Speedy recovery to
Ilya Dragunov.
But
we're going to get that match someday. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen soon.
Maybe SummerSlam next year.
The thing I am
whatever.
afraid of is that the crowd is going to lose their fire for Dragunov since he's going to be gone for so long. Or
we'll have to try and hype him back up again.
Or it's going to be so hype when he returns. But it's either way,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he'll show up at the next Rumble. Who knows?
We'll see.
But it just really sucks.
Yeah. So, anyways, Braun Breaker came out, basically just stated how much he respects Jey Uso now.
Yeah.
And we saw backstage he confronted Gunther. It does look like we're going to get a babyface Braun Breaker turn.
Yeah. A lot of baby faces coming.
Yeah. Xavier Woods went one-on-one with Rey Mysterio.
Yes, this was probably
a little bit of controversy.
A lot of little controversy, yeah. During the match, Xavier unintentionally took off the mask of Rey Mysterio.
He wouldn't do something like that, would he?
By looking at his reaction after the match, I don't think it was on purpose. But who knows?
You know how much this match meant to Woods. Getting a big win over Mysterio would be huge. Mysterio, former multi-time world champion, Royal Rumble winner, WWE Hall of Famer. This match was huge for Woods. And he got a win. He pinned a former world champion, one of the greatest of all time. Just maybe not the way he had hoped.
and it led to a lot of boos from the crowd.
Yeah.
So we're definitely seeing.
When was the last time you saw Xavier Woods get booed like that?
Whenever the New Day was heel, I guess.
I guess that was when like the New Day started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad, man.
Yeah. But we do see. I'll head on later because Kofi will have his match in a little bit.
Yeah.
Zoe Stark and Lyra Valkyria is the next match, and I got a little bit to say about this. Okay, so Zoe Stark came out with Pure Fusion Collective, and everybody knew they were going to get involved.
Yeah.
And which they did, which caused Zoe Stark to win the match.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started to try and beat up Lyra Valkyria, and out come Katana Chance and Kaden Carter making their big return.
Yep.
Why didn't Katana Chance and Kaden Carter come out with Lyra Valkyria to begin with and already just have her give the backup? Why did they wait till after the match knowing that Pure Fusion Collective was going to try and get involved and not already be out there to try and minimize that?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a great question.
That is a pretty good question.
Why did they, or we're just like, we're not going to go out there with you, but if they try anything after the match, we'll come help you. But during the match, you're on your own.
That's a very good point.
I was watching that. I was like, why didn't they just find her backstage and just be like, hey, we're going to go out there with you just in case something happens and you have a little bit of backup. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's
and
a,
did you
that's
see,
a very interesting thing
when they
think
they came out and Shayna, I think it was Shayna Baszler had Katana Chance in like a headlock and Kaden Carter was in the ring, looked at them, saw it happen, but did nothing to help Katana Chance and went and tried to beat up somebody else.
Really?
That was already like on the ground.
Did she really?
She just like looked at her and it's like, why didn't you just go do something?
I don't know.
It was just a weird moment.
Yeah, it didn't really hit me as hard as it did some people.
Yeah.
With their return.
All right, so here we go. One last promo. One last confrontation for CM Punk and Drew McIntyre before Bad Blood.
Inside the cage.
Inside the original cage, not that red monstrosity that we've had to endure for the past few years.
Yeah, you sent me a text.
I hated it. I've always hated it.
You were like, they brought the old cage
Dude,
back.
finally, they just painted it silver again. I'm so thankful. They had security guards in between them.
Yep.
You had that one guy telling them to punk it back off.
I was about to say it.
I sent you a picture. It's like, who does this guy think he is?
Who does he think he is? Is he the next like big wrestler?
He could be the next world champion.
He could be the next Ty Dillinger.
For real.
Next Sean Spears.
For real. But yeah, each of them got their final words to each other. Heading into Bad Blood, looking like this is going to be the end of this rivalry, in my opinion, still the rivalry of the year. And I think it's going to deliver. Next match was six-man tag, Judgment Day defeating the LWO. And after the match is when you kind of had the chaos reign between Judgment Day and the Terror Twins.
Definitely.
You had Rhea Ripley trying to lock Dominic inside the shark cage. Liv trying to help out. You had Priest doing his best to try and fight off the Judgment Day, but the numbers game was just too much.
It's very... I don't know. It just seems repetitive from like the last time that they keep getting overcome by the Judgment Day from the numbers game. I get that they're trying to push their dominance now. The question is that can this last after Bad Blood? That's the question for me.
We'll see. I got a little bit to talk about that in a little bit as we get on. Next match was Chad Gable and Kofi Kingston. Now I think it was before, you had Kofi Kingston saying that he was able to get Xavier Woods a title match against Jey Uso next week.
Very interesting.
Xavier Woods was pretty hyped about that.
Which I'm sure we're all going to see a new side of Xavier Woods at some point during that match.
But during this match, unfortunately, Chad Gable was able to pick up the W against the Kofi Kingston of the New Day. and Xavier Woods didn't necessarily help matters. There was definitely still, again, a lot of friction. And this is the question that I got for you. Do you think they will pull yes or no? Do you think they will pull the trigger? Do you think Xavier Woods will turn on Kofi Kingston?
Like this next Raw?
Just in general, do you think in the near future, this year, before the end of the year, do you think Xavier Woods will turn on Kofi Kingston?
Yeah. I think so.
Now,
because they're pushing this so far, and this is like such like a big storyline in Raw.
Now, notice another thing that they've really, even the commentators have kind of been mentioning for the past few months, weeks, is they're really hitting on that this is like the 10-year anniversary of the New Day.
Do you think it'll happen on the anniversary?
So I think they're going to do some big celebration.
And it's going to happen.
Big E will be there, and that's when Xavier Woods is going to do it.
I completely agree.
That's the best place for him to do it.
That's what I was thinking the entire time they kept bringing up his anniversary stuff. I'm like, it's probably going to happen here. Mm-hmm. I just never really thought about saying it because I keep forgetting that it happens on there. But every single time they bring it up, I'm like, that's probably going to happen.
Probably that's when it's going to
happen.
But,
yeah, I completely agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. To answer your question, yes, I think it will happen before the end of the year. I think it will happen soon. They're just pushing it so much now that they're even putting 2 matches into the match card to push this. So, I can see it.
Yeah. Sami Zayn and Gunther once again confronting one another.
Yep.
And Sami Zayn finally says what we've been saying all along, that Gunther is scared of Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn beat him at WrestleMania, and Gunther is terrified that it'll happen again for the world title. But finally, Gunther has enough, and he just puts a beating on Sami, and finally agrees and gives him the match.
It took a beating to give him the shot. So,
yeah.
First of all,
now it's not happening at Bad Blood. It's happening next week on Raw.
Yeah. I was
Make that clear.
I was about to say it's happening on Raw, which is interesting. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. We all know that Gunther's probably going to win this match.
Most likely, yeah.
The question is there going to be anything special that happens in this match?
Interference or anything like that? I got you. Next match was AOP, Authors of Pain, against Awesome Truth.
This is the biggest takeaway of the night, in my opinion.
Ooh.
One of the biggest.
Okay.
For those that do not know, the reason that AOP won their match is because The Miz betrayed R-Truth.
And you've been saying for a while, you're like, as much as I love R-Truth and this whole Awesome Truth thing, it's starting to run its course.
Yeah. This is probably the best thing.
Do you think Miz is going to join Karrion Kross?
Yeah, that's what I was about to point out. I was like, this is also probably going to be the second, well, I guess, first of group that he's going to split up.
Because he's gotten involved in New Day business, and he's gotten involved in Awesome Truth business.
Is this going to lead to him breaking up many tag teams?
I don't know. And are these guys, are like Miz and Xavier Woods potentially, are they going to go off on their own, or are they like going to join Karrion Kross and make this whole super group, or what's the case there?
I don't think we're going to have a super group. Maybe like the person that turns on him will be in the super group, maybe.
Or do you think the whole Karrion Kross deal is he just enjoys breaking groups up?
Yeah,
he just that's it gives him satisfaction.
I was about to say, I think that after the New Day stuff, if he involves more in it, then at some point the Superstar shakeup will come and he'll go on to SmackDown to do things there as well, DIY and things like that.
DIY, that's a good yeah.
So, because I don't really think there's any other groups on Raw specifically that he can break up besides from those two.
Yeah.
At least none that I can think of right now. Maybe he's going to try Wyatt 6 and then he just completely backfires on him.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about Wyatt 6 later, actually.
Yeah. Main event time. Last monster standing. Big Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman.
I love this main event. It was exciting. It was entertaining.
Okay, when they broke through the barricade, Were those real fans that got hurt? Surely not.
I doubt it.
Surely they were planted.
They definitely planted that.
Surely, because that's lawsuits waiting to happen.
Because
there were if that was the case, there would have been security guards there to push people back.
Yeah, we would have seen something in the
They
news
wouldn't
by
let
now.
something like that happen.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought, I was like, it did. I admit, it caught me off guard. And I was
It looked
did they
like
legit just like hurt fans? And like, are they about to get a lawsuit?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
But yeah, it was chaotic.
It's funny that you point that out though, because they also brought fans in from previous matches
when they were throwing fans out.
So I like how they're bringing like the destruction anywhere, and they're bringing fans into it as well.
So it was destruction pretty much all around. Security guards were there. There were big men jumping off the top rope onto the security guards. And if you notice the ring, the posts weren't having like the whole LED, screen stuff. It was just normal posts. So
kind of gave the hint.
Kind of gave a hint of what was to come.
If you're not like a person that notices stuff like that, this probably completely caught you off guard.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I saw Braun Strowman getting onto that top turnbuckle, though, I was like, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Big suplex off the top rope.
Yeah. The craziest thing, though, in that match specifically was whenever Braun Strowman jumped off the top
onto the security
guards. And I thought at first I thought it was on top of Adam Pearce as well. And we are going to see some stuff with that, but then I saw that he moved out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But either way,
Bronson Reed was putting his hands on Adam Pearce. And I'll give it to Adam Pearce. He doesn't put up with that kind of stuff.
He doesn't.
He's like, do not put your hands on me.
Are we going to see Adam Pearce in the ring?
Not against Bronson Reed. Surely not. He's smarter than that.
I'm just messing with that. But anyways, as soon as I saw someone running from the stage, I was like,
there he is.
I know who that
there
is.
He is.
I know who that is.
The GOAT.
For those that do not know, the ring's completely collapsed. There's a steel steps on there. Ref is counting, right?
Here's the thing. For some reason, I should have gone back and watched this before. So it was Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins returned.
Yeah, Seth Rollins returned. Curb stomped him onto the steel steps.
Now,
right before he got up.
Correct us if we're wrong. I can't remember. If the ref was already counting before Seth Rollins came in. Because the way it's supposed to work
is if they get
hit, they restart the count.
Well,
you're not supposed to continue the count.
I think it's only if like the superstar they're going against touches them. But
I don't know.
Maybe that's what they're going off of. Maybe the ref just didn't notice it happen. I don't know.
The ref did get knocked out of the ring during the collapse. So maybe he was a little fuzzy.
He just wanted to get out of there.
He's like, let's get this match over with.
He's like, I don't care about the rules
I want to say the ref was already counting by the time Seth Rollins came in.
Because right whenever he did is whenever he like did.
Yeah, because like I remember when he did it, it was like a few counts and then the match was over.
Yeah.
So the ref had to have started counting already.
Which first of all, that's awesome that Seth's back.
Yeah,
leads to a lot more stuff. Maybe it's gonna lead to CM Punk and Seth after the match on Bad Blood.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see some Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed stuff. Maybe Braun Strowman stuff as
There's
well.
a lot of Brawns. Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
Braun
I'm sorry, y'all.
Bronson Reed.
We have Braun. Maybe we should call this the Braun episode.
The Braun Show.
The Braun Show. Either way.
But that kind of that sums up all the recaps. Hit on a bit of the Uncle Howdy stuff.
So I was going to point this out in the middle of our final match. But earlier that night, we see a QR code that talks well, first of all, the video that it shows.
Yes.
What I forgot. It was like saying stuff about we'll pull it up. We can all tell that the video is directing towards Braun Strowman, though.
See, here's what I'm thinking is I could see potentially them coming after Sami Zayn next week during his world title shot. So, again, we're still going off of, are they going after people that have turned against their groups? You know what I'm saying? Their family.
Yeah.
And obviously Sami Zayn turned against the Bloodline. I could see that being a possibility, but I definitely think we're going to see... They got to interact with Braun Strowman at some point. Like, obviously there's a story there.
It was
there's
talking about
some stuff that you can work with.
It was talking about like rage and anger and how that's like going to lead to their downfall, and that do not force our hand is what they're saying as well. Yeah, it was like saying like do not go down this path and stuff like that. It's like saying like the anger is going to control them. Yeah. So my initial thing was like Braun Strowman's going to go too far in this match tonight, and that's going to lead to them showing up. But clearly they went a different route with Seth Rollins coming there. Mm-hmm. I scanned the QR code that showed up in the video. It
definitely looks like, I believe, in my opinion, that for the most part, Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed, that rivalry's done.
Yeah.
It's looking like they're going to go Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
And now where do you put Braun Strowman? Maybe with the Wyatt Six.
I mean, like, the video gave the QR code, and the QR code said, here, I'll go ahead and show it on the screen, actually. You can see it. You refuse salvation. Do not force our... Why my phone turned? Do not force our hand. The reckoning is here. So whenever I saw the reckoning is here, I thought it's happening tonight. Mm-hmm.
It says you refuse salvation, so it makes me think they offered something.
Yeah.
And Braun Strowman maybe denied it, or somebody denied it.
Well, didn't they have like a whole thing with like Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman whenever Bray Wyatt had the title
during the pandemic?
Yeah. Do you think that's referring to that? Maybe
it's possible because like the Fiend, as Bray Wyatt is the Fiend, he offered, to help Braun Strowman. He wanted them to join him. Yeah, and Braun Strowman. Didn't.
That's actually interesting you said Sami Zayn, because that also could happen. But I feel like with these videos, it doesn't really match what's happening with Sami Zayn. Mm-hmm. We could be completely wrong, though.
We could be misinterpreting all of this.
Yeah, let us know if we're being
what you think.
Stupid idiots.
Stupid idiots.
If you know what I just referred to there, you are a goat.
A goat.
Anyways, I don't know. If you know what's happening, let us know in the comments. But we're really confused with what's happening here.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting that they are still putting all this video stuff up with the Wyatt Six not actually showing them in the shows, which is interesting. But I guess that also adds more suspense to their group, as if like you never know when they're going to show up. Mm-hmm. But who knows? That's our recaps.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and do the top 10. Do you want to do?
Yeah, we'll do top 10.
We'll do top 10.
Tell them what the top 10 is for this week, Caysen.
Top 10 alter egos.
Yeah, just superstars who kind of had alter egos throughout their career.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put like the name of their ego, I guess you can say. Why'd I go to Snapchat? It's in my notes. My fault, y'all. I'm taking too long. Tell me to hurry up, Tyler.
Hurry up.
All right. Number 10. Speaking of the devil. 3, 2, 1. Uncle Howdy.
I had Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. That is definitely a good alter ego. It basically is her character now. Mm-hmm. And literally every single time we mention the name, we think of Bray Wyatt. Yeah. Which is interesting because
every time a lot of times as we talk about Wyatt Six and their storylines, we can't help but mention Alexa Bliss and think whenever the time does come when Alexa Bliss returns, surely there's a story there.
I still think it'll be a while before we see it.
Yeah. You had Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
And Bo Dallas kind of had his different gimmicks throughout his career before he had left the WWE and came back as Uncle Howdy.
Who'd you say again? You said
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss, yeah. With Uncle Howdy, it's just like, I like this character, but we've only seen the side of, we only figure out it was Bo Dallas whenever they actually return. Mm-hmm. But we'll see more from him.
2, 1.
Dude love.
I had Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas. I will admit, when they brought him back and they were doing a lot of the...
My phone keeps turning off on itself.
It's all good.
I'm sorry.
I loved how they did bring the whole alter ego. Like you had the Bo Dallas side and you had the Uncle Howdy side.
Well, it's because everybody at this time knew that Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
In that Bo Dallas is the brother of Bray Wyatt. So they're like, are they going to put him in here?
Are they going to work that into the story?
Yeah. It's interesting. We'll see. Mine was Dude Love. Very, I would say, not my favorite persona, but is a great persona.
Hey, 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 hey.
3, 2, 1.
Number
Matt
8,
Hardy.
Matt Hardy. Broken Matt Hardy.
Yeah, we both had the same idea here, which
Yeah. Kind of reinvented himself outside of WWE.
Yeah.
And then when they returned all those years ago at WrestleMania, he kind of brought that with him. And made it work. And even, I loved his program that he worked with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
That was fun to do, and I think they both worked very well together.
Number 7.
My marker's running out, bro. Oh, gosh.
We're going to have to get new markers.
I'm going to have to get a new marker.
I don't think we have any in here. I see Sharpies.
Okay, yeah, here, let me use your marker.
Gotcha. All right, folks, we have a long episode, and we're also having technical difficulties, as you can tell. For those that are on Spotify, they're like, what is happening?
3, 2, 1, number 7.
Cactus Jack.
I had Sting.
Sting is a great one.
Sting, again, a lot of his alter egos were a little bit outside of WWE. I remember in TNA, he had his Joker Sting gimmick, which was super cool.
Very interesting.
And then, way back in his early career, he kind of had like his, I don't know what you call it, his surfer gimmick or his surfer Sting gimmick.
Yeah.
And then he switched to like the Dark Crow Sting gimmick, which is what he's most known for. That, white with the black. Sting, for me, is one of the all-time greats. I wish he could have got to do more in WWE, but unfortunately it just didn't happen.
With me, I did Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Once again, just another great persona of, a great persona of Mick Foley. Cactus Jack is very entertaining. I love his craziness.
He's the extreme version of Mick Foley.
I love his craziness, and of course, there's another side of Mick Foley that's even more crazy. But
yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
Number 6.
Oh, why not racing?
3, 2, 1.
Alexa Bliss.
Gold Dust.
I was gonna put Gold Dust on here, but then I thought Uncle Howdy's a better choice.
Yeah, Gold Dust is just that he that has
He's
that
very
longevity.
Interesting. He's very interesting.
He was able to bring out a lot of comedic moments with his gimmick.
Yeah.
Especially when he would interact with his dad, the late great Dusty Rhodes.
My marker is also now fading out.
Oh, it's better than what mine was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
3, 2, 1. Mr. America.
I had Seth Rollins. And
Okay.
I bring that up because I think of like his Monday Night Messiah gimmick.
Oh.
That kind of alter ego.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was really different than what he did. And, he was almost like a cult leader of sorts.
Yeah, I get that.
And I liked that. It was very different than his architect gimmick. It's very different than the gimmick he has now, his little Gucci gimmick.
I guess that is an alter ego. I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah.
But for those who...
that was one I felt like didn't get to the heights that it could have.
Yeah.
It didn't reach its full potential.
I don't feel like they really expanded on it as much as they should have.
Did you have Mr. America? Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
I did a lot of research on this one. I was like, this is amazing. I wish I was alive during this. But, yeah. Whenever he got, didn't he get, fired it was or something?
Yeah, he was in, a lot of programs with, Vince McMahon. McMahon. And, I remember they had him hooked up to a lie detector once. And they were like, "Are you Hulk Hogan?" And he's like, "No." And it said he was telling the truth.
Oh, man.
What number is this?
Number 4.
4, yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Kane.
Oh, we had the same one.
The big red monster, Kane.
That's Kane.
That
must be
That's
Kane.
gotta be Kane.
That's one of my favorite moments of Kane now. Ever since I watched that match for the match review.
It's gotta be Kane.
Yeah.
But then he's had different versions kind of himself.
The corporate Kane.
Corporate Kane, but even when he was still kind of mask Kane, he had his like babyface moments.
Yeah, with
he was teaming with X-Pac, he was teaming with The Undertaker.
Whenever he was with Daniel Bryan.
And then even he was working with no mask, and he was kind of like in the after he unmasked himself, and it was just him. He was still like his bad guy Kane, but with no mask. It was still kind of different.
Yeah. 3, 2,
1.
The
Number
Demon
3.
King, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
You had that as well.
Yeah.
What more can you say? After I watched that match for our match reviews, I was like, this is the real deal. I'm gonna be honest with you, that match actually inspired my top 10 list. Anyways, the Demon King Finn Balor it was so unique, I guess you can say. Finn Balor, I really wish he would bring it back, but with what persona he is right now.
What was the last time we saw that?
I guess.
Was it when he wrestled Edge at WrestleMania?
I think it was WrestleMania.
I can't remember if he did any others last year. He hasn't done any this year.
No, he definitely hasn't.
But I know he did it when he wrestled Edge.
At WrestleMania,
WrestleMania.
That's probably... Which also brings out the point that he can still be the Demon King even in the Judgment Day.
Maybe we'll see a bad blood. You never know.
Maybe we'll. Who knows?
All right. Number 2, 3, 2, 1.
Mankind.
Bray Wyatt, Fiend.
Yeah, definitely one of the best out there. The Fiend is just insane.
Even though we only had him for what felt like not a whole long time, couple of years, he made an impact, and everybody instantly fell in love. It kind of rejuvenized Bray Wyatt's career a little bit, I felt like.
Yeah, first, Mankind, insane. All like the matches we see him in, the things that he does is Saki.
Yeah, and Mankind was when he won the WWE Championship.
Yep. And to go along with the end, 3, 2, 1. The Fiend.
I had Mick Foley. I'm kind of grouping all of Mick Foley's into one.
That's fair. You probably that gives you bonus points on your list.
There you go.
First of all, I love The Fiend because this completely twisted Bray Wyatt's career and added a new spice to it whenever he returned with this persona. Because, first of all, we didn't know what to expect when we saw the Firefly Funhouse version of him. Because
it was so different. It was so different.
The last time we saw him, he's like a cult leader. He has like
the Wyatt family.
The Wyatt family. He has the
Wyatt compound.
Wyatt compound.
It was just so different.
I guess since Randy Orton burnt that down, then I guess it just put a new fire inside.
It always seems like Bray Wyatt needs to have a place. Like his character needs to have a place.
Yeah.
With The Fiend, it was the Firefly Funhouse.
And then he also turned to like having a mask and stuff whenever he returned. Wish we got to see more of that because then we could get more explanation of where he was going with that.
Yeah.
But apparently like he was supposed to have like a new Fiend outfit and everything. Did you see that they released that? It was
Bray Wyatt understood that you had to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
If you want longevity in professional wrestling in the WWE, you got to be able to reinvent yourself.
It just showed his creativity because he went from one story and he somehow connected it to his next persona, which was completely different, but still the connection was still there. Then he connected this one to his next one. And one thing I just loved about it was, first of all, with the Firefly Funhouse, he connected those characters to his next persona as well. It's just, his creativity has just changed WWE forever.
Yeah.
So...
But that's our top 10 for this week.
Let us know what you think.
Let us know your favorite alternate egos of people or superstars that had alternate egos.
Let us know if there's any we missed.
Any we missed, yeah. You didn't hear on our list that you felt...
You were like, that's not fair. I was wanting you guys to say that.
Why didn't you guys say this person?
Oh!
Could you guys have left them out?
Or you could be like, oh my goodness, I completely agree with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Or you can be like, these guys suck and I'm not listening to them.
Unsubscribe.
Please no.
All right, so match review time.
Which one do you want to start with? We have three amazing
Let's start
matches.
with the one that I was not aware of. I had never seen before. The Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio match.
Yeah.
From 2002.
Let's go ahead and talk about that.
I mean...
First of all, solid match.
Solid match. Back and forth. Kurt Angle picked up the victory by submission.
Yeah.
Made Rey Mysterio tap out to the ankle lock.
So,
but Rey Mysterio put up a fight.
First of all, we see Rey Mysterio attack Kurt Angle before that match.
It came up behind him, which I thought was cool. And Rey Mysterio, oh my gosh.
You
could do a whole podcast just dissecting his career. You could do a podcast solely dedicated to talking about Rey Mysterio's career and just how good he was. I mean, it just looked like everything he hit, and the same with Kurt Angle. Everything both these guys hit was perfect.
Yeah. Completely
performed, perfectly executed. Whether it was on the top rope, whether it was jumping outside the ring, hitting their finisher, 619, ankle lock, whatever it was.
The athleticism of both these guys was insane.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the match is when the ref stops Rey Mysterio from doing the suicide dive.
And then he jumps
over the referee.
And perfectly lands on Kurt Angle.
Yeah, there's no botches during the match.
There went our... It's fine.
I don't feel like going around picking
I'm not going around and picking it up.
There you go.
It's good enough.
There you go.
Yeah. Kurt Angle picked up the victory with an ankle lock, made Rey Mysterio tap out.
Great match.
Next, we just go in order of time, I guess. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor.
Yeah, we'll go in order. So Seth Rollins, first of all these matches have no
connection to one another.
But that's okay.
This was the inaugural Universal Championship match.
Yeah, the first ever person to hold this title right here. Actually, that's a good thing at that Intercontinental Championship belt. This was the definition of that match.
You know what?
This is what we're talking about right here.
There you go. Finn Balor, who, it's funny, I guess it kind of connects to our top 10, you said. Demon Finn Balor.
Yeah.
It was him, the Demon King.
This was the first time that people that didn't see Finn Balor in NXT saw this side of him in a match.
Yeah.
First of all, you could tell Seth Rollins was a little intimidated by it. This is the time when Seth Rollins was very heel. This was peak heel Seth Rollins. I was all for the Demon King. The whole crowd was for the Demon King. This match was insane. Both of these guys, props to them.
Yeah.
5 out of 5 star in my opinion.
We see in the match, I mean, everybody knows that Finn Balor gets injured during this match.
Yeah.
And actually, if you notice, it happens pretty early on in the match. Seth Rollins kind of does that little buckle bomb a bit to the barricade.
The fact that he went through that entire match.
The rest of the match. And
you couldn't even tell.
You couldn't tell.
You could not tell.
As a person who, if you didn't know, you wouldn't have known something was wrong.
That's why it was so surprising to me that he got injured that Raw, because I was like, did you guys...
It didn't even look like it.
What? But, yeah, that was probably my favorite Finn Balor match.
Yeah, both men, again, just like the Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, both men executing perfectly on, looked like just about everything.
Yeah.
Finn Balor obviously won the match. He was the inaugural Universal Champion.
The first ever.
Yeah.
And
for one day.
It led so much to what he's turned into today.
That's been like the story of his career was that he's never won it back, never won the world title back.
I feel like if that did not happen, his career would be shaped so much differently.
Yeah.
Because
he eventually went back to NXT and won the NXT title again.
Yeah, to reinvent himself, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But he's still the same old Finn Balor, I guess. But it was just really disappointing how that went, because there was so much in the future for him especially with the company making the decision that this guy just came from NXT. Let's give him the championship.
Yeah.
So along with that, I guess like that kind of goes with us talking about Ilya Dragunov and Braun Breaker. Like this is like the point where he is right now, to where he was even pushed higher than those two.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Finn Balor, one of my favorite wrestlers at that time. He still is one of my favorite now, but I don't know.
All right.
It's sad.
Last match was Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, the only reason I really brought this one into the things is because what's happening right now with those two. A lot of tension between them still, even though they're in a tag match together.
I mean, this match was Cody finishing the story. You know, everybody didn't know, is this really when Roman's historic reign is going to end?
Yeah.
Nobody knew what to expect. The night before, you had the tag match, which was won by Rock and Roman. So that made this match Bloodline Rules. Anything goes. And anything pretty much did go.
Yeah. So many interferences.
Everybody got involved. All of the Bloodline got involved.
And let's point this out as well. The whole entire Bloodline, we mean not Jacob Fatu, all those guys.
So you had Jimmy Uso get involved, but he was taken out by Jey Uso.
Speared into those
off the stage.
Off the stage.
Then you had Solo get involved. He was stopped by John Cena.
John Cena got stopped.
Got stopped by The Rock.
And then
boom. Then The Rock was... You just saw fear hit his face when those bells tolled.
Dude, first of all, shout out to Undertaker, man.
Yeah, Undertaker's the GOAT. I'm going to say it. He's the GOAT.
He's my favorite. He's definitely my Mount Rushmore.
He's on the Mount Rushmore. You got to put the Undertaker there.
He's up there. Without him, WWE would not be where it is today, I'd say.
Undertaker came out, chokeslammed The Rock, and then disappeared.
Yeah.
It's also important to mention Seth Rollins getting involved.
Yeah.
With the Shield, as the Shield.
Seth Rollins tried to... Which, at the time, I thought... At the time watching this match, I thought Dean Ambrose was going to come in.
Everybody was hoping, even though it was 0% chance that was going to happen. But
they'd have to pay him a lot of money.
Everybody thought it. There was no way.
No
way they would be able to pull this off. This would be legendary.
Anyways, a lot of storytelling here with Roman Reigns. Instead of taking the chair shot and hitting Cody Rhodes, he hit it on Seth Rollins.
It's cinema.
And that led to Cody getting the championship victory with the 3 crossroads uninterrupted as well. Because he tried to hit it so many times.
Yeah, but he got it and he won. He won the title. Finished the story.
Yeah.
And began a new one.
I just want to point out, I feel like the person that carried this match was The Undertaker.
You think?
My opinion.
You think that's what most people... You think people take that away more than Cody winning the title?
I don't know about that. But in my opinion, this dude wasn't even supposed to show... He didn't even know he was going to be in the match till that very night. It was
originally supposed to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it was a money thing.
He was just there to watch the event, and then they decided to make a deal for him, dude, just show up and chokeslam, and you get this much money. He's like, all right.
Okay. Well, and the thing with The Undertaker, I think his last match was against AJ Styles.
Yeah.
In front of no fans. He never got that closure, and he's talked about this, how him doing that, it gave him some closure.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I got my final WrestleMania moment in front of a stadium packed to the brim.
That's right. Because you can't have a WrestleMania without some sort of Undertaker involved.
Undertaker is, yeah.
He is the name of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the availability of The Undertaker and how he always comes in clutch and saves the day is he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites.
I'm going to give you guys the quick 3 matches for this next week.
Yeah.
We're going to go as much... So I really loved the Kurt Angle Rey Mysterio match. I decided we're going to go full Kurt Angle this week. First match is Kurt Angle versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWE Championship in SummerSlam of 2001.
Oh, so the year before.
Yeah. Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship at No Way Out 2006. And then we're going to go Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21.
Yep.
All right, so real quick, I know we're running long, but we're going to do that new segment we talked about.
Yeah, how much time do we got?
We got enough time.
We got 20 minutes.
We'll do it quick.
We got 20 minutes.
All right,
Anyways,
so
yeah.
I'm going to give Caysen 5 wrestlers. Okay? Each of them has something in common. Sorry, I take it back. 4 of them have something in common. 1 of them does not. 1 of them does not belong in the list. Caysen has to, 1, figure out who does not belong in the list, and 2, why they do not belong on the list.
Are we going to do the same thing of you next week?
You can. I'll bring one if you want. I can always do one for you again. Or if you think of one, you can do one for me and try and see if you can get me.
You have more wrestling knowledge than me anyways.
All right. So I'm going to try and make this as easy as I can.
I'm going to list out these guys. So
you can write them down. All right. So the first one. So this is five wrestlers. Randy Orton.
Okay.
Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah. We still have to do our predictions.
Yeah, we'll do that quick.
Okay.
And then Drew McIntyre.
Man.
John Cena.
Okay.
And Jey Uso.
Okay.
Now you can ask me yes or no questions to try and narrow it down for you.
All right. Has this person won a world championship?
Yes. Like, does the person that belongs in the list, have they won a world championship?
Yeah.
Or, sorry, the person that does not belong in the list.
The person that does not belong, have they won the world championship?
Yes.
Oh, dang. Okay. I thought it was going to be Jey Uso. Okay. That completely changes my whole game plan because I thought it was going to be Jey Uso did not win the Royal Rumble. I don't know. It's... Let me think.
You can ask any yes or no questions.
I should have brought some questions prepared anyways.
It can be any question, any kind of question.
Yeah. Are they currently like wrestling in the WWE right now? Like just like regularly, I guess you can say like Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre be regularly, or
no.
Okay. So
remember, you have to figure out why they don't belong.
Yeah, I know.
Now there may be other things that makes them don't belong, but there's something specific.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see if you can figure that out. So I'll tell you guys, he's narrowed it down to 2.
Yeah, I have it narrowed down to Roman Reigns and John Cena.
So there's something that one of them has done
that the
other hasn't. Now there may be other things, but there's something specific that one of them has done that all the other wrestlers have also done.
Yeah.
He's working on it. He's getting on it.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Did this person beat Undertaker at WrestleMania?
No. So you've got it narrowed down. So who is the person that doesn't belong?
John Cena.
John Cena does not belong, but why does he not belong? What is something that all these other wrestlers have done
that he hasn't?
That he has not done.
That's interesting because he's done a lot.
He's done a lot, but I know a lot of the viewers are screaming at you because there's one huge thing that John Cena has never done that all the rest have done.
Oh boy. Yeah, these guys are thinking I'm idiot.
You're
I'm
like,
an
bro.
Idiot. So this is probably why I'm the one that's going to be doing these, not you. It's like testing my wrestling knowledge. Dude. Oh my gosh.
He's gonna ask questions. Ask questions.
Is this person man?
I'm gonna give you 30 more seconds.
Oh gosh. Has John Cena won tag titles before?
Yes.
Yes. Oh man.
I will say you're on the right track.
Really? Has he won the Intercontinental Championship?
No.
Oh, I thought he has. What's that? It's that.
John Cena has never won the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, I really thought he has. Oh.
That's the one title he has never won.
Really?
Randy Orton's been an Intercontinental Champion. Roman Reigns has. McIntyre and obviously Jey Uso is the current Intercontinental Champion.
So whenever you told me that...
I was afraid putting Jey Uso on there was going to give it away.
No, so whenever you said, like, this person's never done it before, never done this, I was like... I was thinking Intercontinental Championship at first, and then I was like, has Drew McIntyre won it?
Yeah.
And then...
it was his first title in WWE.
Yeah.
It was the Intercontinental Championship.
And I also, just for some reason, thought that he won the Intercontinental Championship before, for some reason. But yeah, good thing I got that, like, last second.
Yeah, John
Cena.
But
I also got a hint, so that doesn't
It's all
really
good.
help.
It's all good.
I'm going to get better at this, y'all. This is my first one.
And you can try and bring one to me that'll try and maybe you can stump me.
This one, this one was so easy.
I thought
man.
it was.
Why didn't I
it's a
think
really
of
easy
that?
one. All right.
It's just Drew McIntyre's name got me.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
All right. Let's get our picks in here real quick for Bad Blood. I wanted to leave this to the end, obviously. So let's start with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage. Who's winning that match? Hold on, let me think. I gotta really think.
I don't know. I'm really just going with, like, my initial thought, just in case, like, we both get the same amount of wrong ones again, so we both have to do it. I really just want one of us to do it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, go with my initial gut here.
Oh, why they're balloons? I don't know why I did that.
Why not? 3, 2, 1. Rhea Ripley.
Hey, Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Could go either way, dude.
All these matches could really go either way.
Liv Morgan, I mean, I think this match is going to be potentially, I don't want to say highlight best match of the night, but I think it'll be
up there.
Maybe like the most fun match, if that makes sense. With Dominic Mysterio in the cage.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be a fun kind of comedic, but also you still got that story going on with Rhea and Liv. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. I think Judgment Day's winning this event.
You really think they're going to win? Oh.
I think they're going to go...
That's fair.
2-0.
So my initial thought process of this is, like, if we want this, like, rivalry to continue after the show, then one side from each has got to win this.
Yeah.
But I guess that makes sense that they both... Ooh, I don't know.
Either way.
I can't change my choices now.
No, it's too late. Let's go Nia Jax versus Bayley.
Okay. I think this one's easy.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax.
Yep. Just like talking about what we were talking about before, we know that the person that Tiffany Stratton's going to cash in on is probably going to be Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do the tag team match.
Three, 2, 1.
Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, yeah.
Yep, so I feel like it just makes the most sense.
And you know what? I think if they work together and do well, I think that could, like, infuriate Randy Orton and Kevin Owens even more.
Yeah, that's also fair.
That not only do they not like them working together, but that they're working together well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, the last but not least, the main event of the match, the Hell in a Cell match between Punk and Drew McIntyre.
As much as I don't want to do this, all right, I'm going to have to use your marker.
I got you.
Now, this is who I think will win, not who I want to win. Let me make that clear.
So, you could probably just go ahead and show your board now.
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Now, I hope that Drew McIntyre kicks Punk's head off. Snatches him against the cell.
Let's be honest. Since CM Punk has made the big return, this is his first big rivalry. Mm-hmm. It makes sense that he wins his first rivalry returning to WWE.
Yeah, and I think going to Survivor Series, I think it's going to be Gunther versus CM Punk.
Yeah.
Now, last question that I want to hit on before we end the episode. That I've seen a lot of people online kind of go back and forth on. Punk, McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. Rhodes and Reigns versus Solo and Fatu. Roman's first match back since Mania. What match main events Bad Blood?
What do you mean? Like
which of these matches?
Didn't they already announce that?
I don't know if they've announced who's.
I thought they announced CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Here's the thing. I don't think they've said that it's going to be the last match. They may have listed, but there's nothing been official. They've never said this is going to be the main event.
Okay, let's see.
Now, I think it should be Punk and McIntyre.
I'm sure it is.
I think, especially with the Bad Blood logo, has the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
But they've not said officially that Punk and McIntyre is main eventing the show. They haven't straight up said that.
I feel like they're really going too far pushing the story if they make this the main event.
But, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teaming up is huge.
Yeah.
Do you have that open the show?
But here's the thing, though. With CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, this is most likely ending the biggest rivalry
of the year.
With that match, it's going to keep building up a rivalry.
It's almost
I don't
feel
think
like
it's going to be the main event.
You think it'll open the show? Surely this match has to either close the show or open the show. Both of these matches. It can't be... I don't know. I feel like Punk and McIntyre should end the night. Rhodes and Roman and Bloodline should open the night.
My initial thought was I thought Liv and Rio was going to...
Well, that's what I was thinking too. I think that match also has the chance of opening the show. But I don't think they'd put Roman in the middle of the show. They would not to him. He's a top guy. He's the biggest guy in the company.
If not, I would say...
Do you have it before the main event?
I say the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
I say to kick it off. I don't think it's a main event status match.
No, I think Punk and McIntyre should 100%. Especially the Hell in a Cell is the Bad Blood logo.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely clear what the main event's going to be. It's just if Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are going to be in the beginning. But the opener.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, let us know what if you guys think Roman and Cody should main event.
Yeah.
Or if it should be Punk and McIntyre.
So first of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with us for this very long episode.
But I feel like we kept it action-packed.
Yeah. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
Hit the like button. Share. Best thing you can do is subscribe and share.
Make sure to comment whether it's about how stupid I am for not guessing John Cena earlier or just any other discussion topic we've made. Comment. Let us know. We want to know what you all think. Have we had any comments recently?
No, not recently. But I feel like we did very well this episode, so I'm going to be working a lot on this episode.
Yeah.
Putting some stuff out there.
Yeah, Okay, we're going to go a little off here. I really like how you're adding all the different segments into their own videos. Yeah,
I think that helps.
So a 20-minute video.
Not everybody wants to watch an hour and a half episode.
Yeah.
But if they see a 15-minute episode, a 15-minute video, they're like, okay. And then I've started taking out a few minute like discussions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So anyways, check out our stuff.
Check out our stuff
whenever you got the time for it. If you're on Spotify, appreciate it. Check out our YouTube. If you're on YouTube, check out our Spotify. And we can all be one big fat happy family. We're gonna go get some new markers, and we'll see y'all next time. We get the fireworks.
Fireworks. That's our favorite one. Sometimes we can't always get it. It's fine. It's whatever.
Maybe I gotta go.
Pow, pow, pow.
Bang, bang. Okay, we're just embarrassing ourselves now.
Fireworks.
How do we get the balloons up?
I don't know. You saw that
I want to
earlier.
do something for the end here.
I want to be able to figure out how you do the stuff. I saw the thumbs up earlier. We got the thumbs up. I assume that's when you put the thumbs up.
I feel like there's so many times during these episodes, like it just shows like the stuff we don't even notice, and then like the viewers
let
like,
us
what
know
is happening?
if you're still watching. Let us know how to do the stuff.
Let us know if
you know how to kick this off and how to do it. Please let us know. All right, we will see you guys on the next episode.
Yep.
Of Ring Talk.